Hello, welcome back to the LCS Challengers League. We're here for our halftime show. I'm Magical, joined in by Mazel, and beat down that game one. TLC, they pretty much handedly had that once we got to the team fights, didn't they?
Little bit. I'd say there were some flying trains. There was a lot of control. And 4 dragons went to TL. So I'd say, TL came out swinging. We didn't get to see as much of that kind of head-to-head Shaden versus Mir matchup.
What is a flying train when you really think about it? Like,
it's an airplane.
Yes, what?
Is it though? Because an airplane doesn't really have tracks, so that doesn't make sense.
But if it's flying, are you gonna have tracks? Yeah,
the air are the tracks.
I mean, you can. Depends.
Alex,
it depends on what kind of magic we're working on here.
Sounds like a perspective issue.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, like I said, it was a good victory for TLC, but EGC, it was definitely a rough one. And for this game, we're going to have a little halftime show, which I like to call very originally quiz show with Magical. And what we'll be doing is...
How does he do it?
I know. How does he do it every time?
Oh, cool. This looks cool.
Not pixel perfect.
Not that one.
Not that one. No, because that one's a Kangas original.
That's our bald friend, Kangas.
Yeah, the bald guy. But here, we're having quiz show with Magical. And in this one, all it is I'm going to ask our 2 casters here, Zell and Beatdown, some questions about the game they just witnessed. They're going to compete for some points. Are you both ready?
So ready.
Well,
strapped in, ready to go.
If I said no, you'd keep going anyway. So
yes, I would, 100%.
Yeah.
In fact, it would probably make me happier knowing that you weren't ready.
Well, I am ready then. I've never been more ready in my entire life.
We're going to be so ready that we're just never going to get to the halftime show.
Exactly.
I'm ready.
We're going to keep filling
I'm ready.
It's the I'm ready. Okay. We're never actually getting to the questions. I'm just continually filling until the game's ready to go. And I'm like, well, enough for our halftime show. Anyways.
This is the bait.
Let's get to the first question.
Just like the Bradley play.
Hey.
Nice. So, first question. Who died the first blood?
Oh, God.
It was... That's tough because they happened, instantly.
Quit show.
2 kills.
See, there's a more original name,
That is really good, actually.
I gotta quit.
Oh.
See ya. Bye.
All right,
bye. You guys answer the question while I'm doing this.
So it was...
It's literally
member.
a 50-50.
It was a TL member.
Give me an answer.
It was in the dragon fight,
right?
because it was 2 for 1.
Give me an answer.
Right, for the
Give
first
me an
blood.
answer.
It's gotta be...
You're both allowed to... Well, actually, no.
Are we competing?
You're competing.
Mobility.
Yes, mobility. Okay, we got mobility.
I'm gonna say it was...
Wait, no, it wasn't mobility.
Rioma.
We got Rioma and we got mobility.
No.
Do you want to change
gotta be... Yeah, I do want to change because it's a cloud. It's gotta be the other side. It was
Wait, can I...
Mir.
Wait, can I change mine real quick?
You can change just because I let
Smoothie. I'm gonna say it's Smoothie. All
right, well, you're both wrong. The answer was Shaden. Arrow killed both Shaden and Ryoma nearly instantaneously.
That's what it was.
Shaden died.
I thought
half a second
that
first.
EG got first blood.
No, mobility was able to answer afterwards. You
That's
were
what it
close
was.
though. That's what had happened. Unfortunately, it was
memory,
Shaden who
what
fell
I mean.
first.
Yeah.
All right, so 0 points to both of you. Let's get into question number 2. Who was the first to complete their mythic? Bonus, you can get what item it was.
It was...
I'm gonna say Mobility Gale Force.
Okay.
No, it was Crown for Ryoma, I think.
Well, the answer, and 2 points, goes to Beatdown. You were right. It was mobility because he got that plate bot lane, went back, got Gale Force, and maybe 5 seconds later, Crown was completed by Ryoma. You were very close. Yep.
Letting him have
very
it.
close. So 2 points now to beat. Let's get into question number 3.
Points mean nothing to me.
This should be a gimme. How many members were sent to kill Soul bot lane?
5.
Just under 5
No,
minutes.
I said it first.
Who said it first? Who said it first, Alex?
It was
And
me.
now,
It was me.
what did EGC get for the play?
You got a
tower
top
side.
turret.
No, it's me.
No,
I was more specific.
So I will say it's a split 1 point for Lennon, 1 point for Beat, because
I can live with that.
That's unfair.
Lennon gets the 5. He gets the 5 members that were sent bot lane, and because Beat was more specific, he gets the point for the other one. So there you go. It's 3-1 now. There's still 2 more questions. You can tie this one up, Lennon. You've got this.
All right, you got this.
So now here's a very easy one. Ready? What exactly was the time the mid inhibitor turret fell for EGC?
I hate you, man.
Exact time, or can
The
I be like
exact time.
general?
The exact time.
I mean, I don't have the exact time. I'm gonna say like
will say whoever's
1930.
21-2.
Whoever's closest does get the point.
1930.
21-2.
Well, so it will go to beat because it was 16:54.
Oh,
It's
wow,
all, it's
that
all,
was
it's
really
all,
early.
it's all a
Damn.
sham. Everyone, it's all a sham.
Yeah.
Fine. Here we go. For all the marbles.
Oh, all the marbles.
Yeah.
We get
Hello?
a double round robin.
Yeah, double round robin. Who had the highest KP % for TLC at the end of the game?
Oh my god.
Ooh.
This is the last question.
Got to be Bradley.
Bradley. And how many
Oh.
kills out of how many do you think he had?
I'm gonna say it's Arrow.
Arrow. And how many out of how many?
I don't remember how many kills TL had.
78%.
It was 15 kills total.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Arrow was part of 12 of. No, I'm gonna say 12 of them.
Okay. Lennon, you
I'm going
said
to
Bradley?
say Bradley was part of 10 of them.
So the answer is Beat still winning this game out. It was
Lies.
Arrow.
It's all slander. Like, I don't know what you want to say. Audience, you
go.
see I've been
13. It was
maladjusted.
13 of 15. Bradley was 11. So he was tied with Mir and
Fake
with
news.
You know,
APA as well.
just be like
So,
that sometimes. You know,
Fake
Lennon, no
news.
hard feelings, man. It's okay.
There is hard feelings. All right, beat down. There is hard feelings. You don't get to decide if there's no hard feelings here.
You know, man.
You know who does get to decide something? I get to decide that Beatdown is the winner of this quiz show with
Okay,
Magical.
I like that.
So-
You know, fine.
As the winner, you get the podium. Victory speech, please. Victory speech.
I mean, I just want to start by thanking my dog. I wish he was here that I could pick him up and show you. Maybe I'll do that later. My family, they're pretty cool. You, Magical, of course, for having this game and being the fair judge that you are. And last but not least, I need to thank my co-caster Lennon Mazzella
yes.
for being worse than me so that I
Wow.
can win this game show. Thank you, Lennon.
Yes, bravo, bravo.
I'm just
Beautiful
gonna
speech, beautiful
do
speech.
something real quick. Just to deflect all the negativity. I got my hater shades on. All right.
Oh, damn.
Deflecting the haters.
Hold
I
on.
see how it
Deflecting
is.
the haters, my
But
friends.
if this is anything like games with like RPGs that have magic in them, if
you're not allowed
I
to
also
copy
put
me, all right? You're
if
not
I
allowed to
also put
copy
them
me.
back, it reflects the hate back onto you.
Well,
so.
the Magical's just screwed.
I mean, yeah, sorry, Magical, you're getting double hate over here.
I got nothing.
Sorry about you,
I got
man.
an eye patch over there, but
No,
that's
you
about
can
it.
block one eye. You'll just
Oh,
go
yeah,
blind in
okay.
one eye.
Yeah, you're not reflecting it, but you're stopping it partially. That's
I'll get
something.
the eye patch. Here. Just so people know that I'm being serious. See, I got an eye patch.
I don't think that's reflective.
No, unfortunately not.
I don't think that's not
All right.
the same caliber as hater shades.
That's
All right.
right.
Let's bring it back. Let's talk about what we can expect for game 2, right?
Fine,
Because
fine.
game 1, it was actually fairly close at the beginning part of the game. Like, we definitely saw there were some highlights for EGC where we saw strengths that they had. But really, I think once you have 2 kills bot lane for Azeri, even if you're able to get some plates for mobility to kind of make it even, it's a hard game to start to claw back through, isn't it?
I think it's a hard game to claw back through even before that happens, because mobility was keeping up in gold because of turret plates, that first herald being used for him on the top side.
Yeah.
He was in a good position gold-wise overall, and realistically, the problem kind of starts with the draft, where you have a good all-in composition when you have something like the Vi and the Rakan. You have ways to isolate people, CC them, and hopefully leading them to their deaths. The problem ends up being when you pick something
Leading
like
them
the
to their
Garen, is that I don't know how else to say it, but the problem with the Garen is that you need to be able to get onto that backline. You need to be able to execute people with your ultimate, and Soul was not able to do so. Bradley on the Scion was literally like Soul Bane, was literally like Soul Bane or something. I don't know. It just was impossible to allow this Garen into the backline. And this is something we criticize a lot of teams for playing against Wildcard, ignoring Moose Hater on the Garen. And TLC are one of the first teams to show us how to deal with it.
Sion.
Yeah.
Sion strong.
Sion's
Not just Sion, just the fact that you have someone who's marking Garen, who is saying, you stop. It's
Yeah.
like, wait, but I want to go behind. No, stop.
No. I think another big thing for me is just the kind of stability of the TLC composition. Obviously, you get APA on the Ziggs. He was taking towers left and right, and it was really interesting to see kind of that stability come through on the Rift at all moments. It felt like, even through some of the chaos with the lane swaps and things like that, it just felt like a TLC draft. And so now I'm looking at EGC with that kind of answer to it.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, this is kind of what I was going to ask you guys, because I know we're getting close to Champions, like we're getting ready for our second game of the series. And then looking at how Twitch chat is at the moment, make sure you're in Twitch chat spamming which team you think is going to take this one, EGC or TLC. Because right now, looks like TLC, after that dominant game one with the nearly 17-minute mid inhibitor that they took because they had Ziggs on their team, are heavily the favorites of Twitch chat.
I think that's fair, all things considered. Twitch chat was already favoring them going into the first game, and after that one, I don't see why that would change.
Yeah, neither do I, but I think it's a good time for us just to get into Champion Select. I'm going to let you guys take this one away. I'll join you guys afterwards, so that way we can see how this game will go. You guys have fun.
Will do, Magical. Thank you so much. As we're getting into game number 2 of EGC versus TLC. We do have TLC on the blue side this time around, EGC on that red. We'll see what kind of bans kind of come off the board. I expect a lot of the similar bans in the first phase at least. Get the Sejuani and the Elise immediately.
Right, and this is the opportunity here for Evil Geniuses to maybe bounce back. They chose the red side this time around, so you got to imagine, even if it's not the Garen, we'll see a spicy pick for them on that R5, which is the hope, something to get them back onto this one. And, you know, Garen, it doesn't always work. It's been a fun pick so far in the NACL, but maybe they'll go for something a little more traditional. Or at the very least, for EGC's side, if you save top till the very last pick, you'll have a better idea of, do I want to play Garen into this?
Oh, I thought I had the Rizzler with me for a minute.
I mean,
hey,
up,
I mean, you come here often. We got Caitlyn.
Only when you're here.
Hey, yeah, and it's been perfect. I do really like the Viego ban here, obviously towards Shaden, knowing that Shaden is probably feeling a little salty after that game. Jake, you know you're not going to be able to take this pick, and I think that's an interesting one to say the least, because it does leave some potential high priority picks still on the table here. You see the Ashe making it through this time, and it's picked up immediately by TLC.
Yeah, that's a high priority pick, all right. One of the best support in the game, honestly, is just so unreal. And now we have the answer, quote unquote, because we have seen EG run the Varus support before. I can't say I'm the biggest fan, but you know, they're leaving it up in the air right now. It's like, oh, is it support? Is it AD carry? That's just where we are. This is where we're at in the meta right now.
I do like this kind of trade-off now. We're getting the opposite jungle matchup. Shaden want to take away that Wukong from Mir. Mir saying, I'll take the Vi. We'll get a lot of that setup. Now with that Ashe, feels like even more setup for them in this kind of composition for TLC. And this next setup for EGC is even more so important. Hey, we get my favorite. Let's go.
That's
Arrow
true.
gonna be whipping out the Jhin.
Yeah, I mean, that one obviously was for you, Lennon. Big Jhin player. Yeah, of course. Arrow, of course. Actually, one of the few AD carries in this league who's been playing a good bit of Jhin. Played it a lot in these first couple of weeks. So already we're seeing this bot lane for TLC be more of that utility-focused one. You have the Ashe to start fights. You have the Jhin that can neutralize lanes and things like that. And that tells me that Mir, the rest of the map here for TLC are going towards maybe more of a damage style here so far for the solo laners.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot of resource-heavy solo laners, I feel like, at least at this point, with all the setup coming from bot lane for TLC, and I guess a little bit from Mir himself. But now we're looking at the second phase. We do get EGC banning away Bradley's Olaf. Don't want to deal with that one. We're going to need Bradley's answer into the Scion. Maybe he can do a little bit better than Sol was able to on the Garen. Now we do get the LeBlanc actually banned away from Ryoma.
All right, we're getting a lot of these respect picks coming through here. Of course, you have to respect Bradley's Olaf. And yep, so we are seeing more tank busters taken out of the picture. It's very much like what TLC did when Bradley picked it in game 1. But the thing is, the Fiora is up and available. We talk about resource-intensive solo laners being what TL are looking to lean towards. That's a pick I could very well see Bradley take.
Well, we're getting into this second phase. It's immediately the Annie lock-in, the Annie support, or still a little bit of flexibility if Ryoma wants to pick that one up. We'll see what actually TLC's answer are now with a little bit of a wrench thrown into the works, it feels like.
Oh, it's a hover. For a second, I thought that was locked in, and I was I don't even know.
Don't get baited by the hovers.
Yeah, you're right. So, Annie, this is 13-3, remember? Hasn't been nerfed yet. Still incredible. I imagine this is going to go support because you are going to have, like, she's really good with on that lower income. Still has so much CC, team fight capability, the whole shebang, Lennon. And at this point, it's just what is Ryoma playing in that mid lane? Yeah, and the tippers.
Imagine if you had a bear that big. That'd be awesome.
Dude, I'd be
I don't know. That'd be
unstoppable.
terrifying. Yeah, we've had a lot of terrifying moments together beat down. We do get the Ahri lock-in, though, for APA. So the solo lanes we said coming to the second phase for TLC, they're going to be resource hungry, and we get a Fiora Ahri combo. Now the last pick will be the Akali for Ryoma. So some heavy counters there, and some at least heavy swinging pickups.
All right, Ryoma, I see you. I like that. I like that a lot.
I like that.
I do, because that matchup, I mean, it's honestly not bad for Akali. And overall, I mean, we see on TLC side kind of what we were expecting. Fiora locked in immediately. Is that good answer into the Scion? Even more when you get into side later on into the game. And it does mean that TLC, although front to back, of course, is an option for them, it is more about playing multiple lanes than it is about front to back team fighting.
Yeah, and that's where like that early presence is so important. We obviously set up at the beginning of the series how important Mir and Shaden have been for their respective teams in different ways. But now coming into this, the importance is at an all-time high, and especially with such resource-heavy mids, I'm very excited to kind of see that bounce back and see a lot of presence around that mid lane.
100%. And this game actually is honestly like really good for Ryoma. He has an opportunity to pop off here. The biggest thing being, Akali loves two things. One is a team comp with not a whole lot of hard CC, and all I'm really looking at for TLC is you have Vi, whatever. Vi is looking for AD carry. You have Ash Arrow. As long as you avoid these two things, the other thing Ryoma is going to like this game, Akali in general, is squishy members. And I'm looking all across the board for TLC, especially that mid and bot side. That's looking juicy, Lennon.
What else is looking juicier? The fans that are coming out for TLC here. As
Damn, are you the Rizzler
82%. Maybe. No, I can't ever take that title. But make sure you spam it in chat. You think's going to win EGC for Evil Geniuses Challengers and TLC for Team Liquid Honda Challengers. Now we do see a little bit of protective vision coming through from EG this time around, but also a little bit of aggressive vision from TL. Should be able to spot out Shaden's topside start at least.
This game, we have that bit of a different look here for TLC. Their bot lane, not as resource intensive this time around, but still will be able to contribute a lot when we get into those skirmishes and team fights. Especially Kim down on the Ashe, that arrow cooldown. We all know it. We have talked about it to death as casters, Lennon. But that cooldown is so ridiculously low, and that's why it has such a big impact in team fights later on into the game. So I'm looking to see where Mir's going to be affecting the map. I'm looking mid and top because you have a really strong solo lane duo there.
Oh my god, it's so much damage early on. Had the bouncing grenade there, the dancing grenade, won't be able to find it there. As early presence from Kim down an arrow, very strong. And that's the level 1 from the Ashe that was banned away in game number 1 that comes through here. So a lot of strength from the bottom side. And with that early trade, definitely some fans putting some extra TLCs to the chat there. But if you want to get into the conversation, maybe have us read your tweets. Make sure you go and use the hashtag NACL on Twitter.
I will say, if Kangus's ball is in the tweet, you shoot up in the queue. I just want you all to know that, watching at home.
Or if you talked about the observers.
Or if you talk about, yeah, exactly. Those are the two things that get you right up to the top and on broadcast. So if you want that little cheat code, that's there for you.
So I do want to zoom back in onto this kind of matchup we were talking about so much about Shaden versus Mir and kind of the differences we've seen between them. Obviously now we're getting that reverse of the jungle matchup, and last time I think Mir approached this very, very much the way he needed to. He was very reactive for the most part against Shaden on the Vi, but also very proactive when it came to objectives, and I kind of want to see the same thing from Shaden.
It'll be tough.
Maybe a little bit of proactivity in mid lane.
Yeah, the thing is, those early levels aren't always great. It's ranged into melee, that's fine. Level 6 is what Ryoma is looking for. But overall, the big thing is that mobility ended up losing a good bit of gold XP because of that early play. That's why Shaden is here in case a dive ends up coming through, and maybe there'll be an opportunity for a play. But Arrow, he knows these things, Lennon. He's got his eye on and drops that ward.
Knows. We do get the presence from Mir down the bottom side, though. APA throwing up the Ziggs emote. Classic. See that Mir has spotted out Shaden here. We'll be able to win the Scuttle Crab fight with that presence in bottom lane. I mean, they had like 2 waves, almost 3 waves crashing onto the tower there. So it feels good for TL going early on.
And that's what more on what you were talking about a moment ago, Mazel. It's true, it would be nice to see Shaden go for more objectives early on like Mir did before, but the beauty of Ashe and other ranged supports in general and why they're so popular is that bottom lane push you consistently get, and that advantage is what leads you to a lot of objectives. So I'm looking for Mir to be able to, I'm expecting Mir to be able to get these on top of some cool ganks like this.
Waiting out. Oh, the choice flash APA!
One more turn. Okay.
Then that's a trade back. 1 for 1, but first blood for TLC.
And that extra little bit of gold over to APA. Really nice play from this mid-jungle duo, and this mid-jungle duo only gets stronger as time goes on. Once the ultimates are available, the ult into Charm is incredible for this Vi and Ahri. And that's the big thing here. You're going to be looking for picks on the champions like Varus, like Annie, other squishy members of Evil Genius Challengers. So already seeing action a little earlier than we did in Game 1.
Already so. Now we do have a dragon coming up very, very soon, but presence towards this top side of the map as actually a back come out from Soul. We'll get that reset after the crash there. And I do wonder how much priority we get, as we were kind of talking about, maybe less so for EG this time around, but priority around the dragons early here could pay some dividends as we look into the later parts of the game.
It's going to be about opportunities at the end of it, but we're going to see a replay of this. And it's just Ryoma trying to use the Shuriken flip to get away. But
So
respect
good.
to APA for going for that flash, that charm flash to be able to get the kill. Even with the level up, he's not able to survive. But extra 100 gold ends up being good for him. And oh, Ryoma, he used his ult, it looks like.
He did indeed. Very curious, but that is a pretty decent cooldown down. You still have the Spirit Rush available for APA as well.
Right. No flash over to Ryoma because of the play we just saw. It means we could see a kill or APA if Ryoma isn't careful. And now we're seeing that attempts you were talking about, setting up vision so that maybe you can contest these objectives. But big thing is, it is going to be about opportunity. What opportunities can Shaden create to be able to allow EGC to get these objectives? And that's why he's looking for a lane gank here. But I think he was spotted out.
Yeah, they were thinking about bringing down Ryoma here, but actually didn't do so. We got the engage. Oh my god! Soul!
Oh! Well, damn.
What a solo! We'll have to get a replay of that one. They had no health level when we went up there, and I heard the train.
Yeah.
I guess it's not a train because it's the World Ender skin, but my goodness, what a play from Soul!
It's the world-ending train, obviously, from Soul to get that solo kill on the top side, forcing Bradley to TP and come back. So now, Soul is going to be the one getting some mileage off of the Scion. Oh, here we go. Oh, so it looks like Bradley hadn't recalled yet, and Soul had that health advantage as a result. And he's just like, I mean, if you're gonna stay, I don't care about this big minion wave.
Oh man! Oh,
you were posted too early. That's it.
Oh, all right. Well, little redeeming play from Soul here early on in the second game after Bradley did much the same in game number 1. And putting him in his place a little bit. Now he will have that Bramble Vest starting up.
That's right. More gold to spend after that one. Even though we've seen some of that early action, things still slow. Oh, wow. Really nice charm from APA. This matchup, I got to imagine someone's going to go for the kill soon.
Had that already. Oh, my goodness, B-Flight. You're amazing. Oh, they had it ready so fast. Thank you to the observers. Now we're looking at a fast play on bot side from TL. Nice flash from Smoothie. But right as you said, the Predator is in the wings. You're going to push in from TL. Here comes the curtain call as Baby Mobility has those fast feet. Can he get out of there? 4th shot, but that's the cease and desist. Mir picks up the kill, and a quick shot from Arrow gets a second for TL on the bot side.
And it's just been all TLC in this bottom lane, Lennon. They have been out trading, out playing, and just beating Mobility and Smoothie, setting up these opportunities for Mir. Shaden will get the Herald on the other side of the map, but we're already seeing a pretty hefty lead start up here for Team Liquid Challengers, which means Shaden needs this Rift Herald to be a high-value play. I mean, look at the health going on top side. A dive onto this Fiora could be something to go for.
See if they want to pull the trigger on the Rift Herald immediately here. We do get the move from Arrow and Kim down to mid lane. Ryoma in a 1v1 tries to get the output here. Has Smoothie right behind him. APA throws up the Ziggs thumbs up. Both mid laners coming away with their lives, at least in the mid lane. But now the bot lane has shown up.
Very aggressive trading on both ends there in the mid matchup. But overall, it's still TLC favored. A lot of it again. Bottom side. And even though mobility is going for the Poke Varus build, which is cheaper compared to things like on hit and stuff like that, this lead is still boding very well for TLC, which means that even though they haven't been collecting dragons, they don't necessarily care at this stage of the game.
Yeah, and again, the biggest thing for me is that we are seeing kind of that Team Liquid Honda Challengers that we've been wanting to see, right? Like, I think we've obviously known that this team has a lot going for them. They've assembled these pieces for a reason. They're kind of rebuilding around Bradley as a whole, but they're on a 2-win streak now in their series, or I guess a 4-game win streak as a whole here, and trying to continue that trend going into these last 5 games they have is super important, at least in terms of their seeding and putting them in a best position for the playoffs.
That's what they need to do. Even though TLC last week or two seem like they're struggling, they still have a pretty solid record, all things considered. It's EGC, who we talk about are on the upswing. Well, they need to continue swinging up Lennon, and game 1 didn't see a lot of that, and this would be a big matchup for them to win because of that seeding that you talked about.
It's also interesting to know, obviously, for TLC, they have a very tough schedule coming up for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So picking up wins everywhere you can is super important. While EG have had a bit of ups and downs across these last couple weeks, but I'm very much seeing this kind of cohesion still building with Ryoma having come in just that couple weeks ago. But now looking at this game specifically, Shaden with this Rift Herald, look at where those resources are going to go. But maybe first spotted out by TL in a attempted maybe contest over the Dragon.
It's going to be a tough one. APA is already here. Ryoma is still walking up. So if they pull the trigger now, there's an opportunity.
We'll see. Enchant Crystal Arrow goes down. Nice little lockup onto Shaden, and Shaden's gone. It's a trade of both junglers. We get the solo in topside. And my God, the trade is off the tracks now, Beatdown. APA going in. Nice flash, but that's a huge pickup for Arrow, who opens up the curtain. Might be calling Smoothie as another engaged play from APA gets locked down by the CC of Smoothie. My goodness, APA playing like a bat out of hell on this Ari. You see the Dragon go over to TLC. That was all over the first Dragon, by the way.
That's right. And the thing is, too, that vision setup from TLC was a big contributor to all of this. Fact is, they knew where everybody was. They knew where everyone from the side of Evil Geniuses was coming from. And they had the opportunity to execute on it. And they did. They're up 3,000 gold at this point. Shaden has an expiring Rift Herald that needs to go down soon, but he might be in trouble.
Oh, APA is just too good, man. Even with Shaden trying to be a little cheeky there. Arrow goes for the heal, has the fourth shot. Does not have it, but gets the flash out of Shaden, and that's big.
Oh my God. This is so great, close. It doesn't matter. You stop him from.
Oh my God!
Dude, the Herald is going to expire at this point. It's very short on time, and at this point, any opportunity for a high value play is out the window. TLC deny the value of that Herald from Shaden and the rest of Evil Geniuses, and now they have to find that value elsewhere.
You got a solo kill, and now you got to be answered to. Ryoma's looking for it here. He can't find it. Bradley makes it under tower. The Rift Herald was popped in mid lane as it was going to expire. There's already defense potentially brewing here, as now Shaden might catch out on the side here. The charm connects onto the close. So does the cease and desist. They just wanted to get some punching down on the punching bag.
Yeah, it's a little bit of practice. It's like having a punching bag with the face of someone you hate printed on it. That's the goal there. Just letting off some steam.
Oh my God, the damage on the Smoothie is kind of huge, but Ryoma is distracting them. Might be able to. There's Kim down, gone. So the charm is not available. Mir has to flash over. Curtain call comes out. One shot, two shot. It doesn't make that, but APA is just dipping and diving and dodging, and a triple kill for the mid laner of Team Liquid Honda LCS Challengers.
Every time Evil Geniuses look like they have something, TLC take more and more and more. And it's led to a 9-4 scoreline, almost 5,000 gold. And TLC looking exactly as good as we expected them to. Evil Geniuses have no answers.
We get a replay of that one. We can see some of these fancy feet on both sides, but also just that re-engage here by TL.
And look at this. Before the fight even really starts for Smoothie and Shaden, they lose all their health. So this opportunity for Arrow to help from a distance with that deadly flourish and set up APA for the triple kill means, I mean, with the RE changes and the resets to her ult, this was guaranteed a slam dunk.
Really, really good stuff from APA. And we put so much praise onto Shaden, onto Mir, and we were talking about these mid-jungle duos. APA, first of all, on the Ziggs in game number 1, but now here on the RE, just popping off. And I love to see it from this man. I know Magical talked about it. Obviously one of the favorite kind of come-up homegrown players here in A, and getting his shot on TL, a big organization in its own right. It's great to see these kind of pop-offs in the later parts of the season.
We all got excited when he got picked up for TL of all teams as well. We've seen the success this org has with players, and getting a player like APA who we were all crying and begging, like, please get this man in this level of play. We knew he was ready for some time. And now seeing him come through, seeing him perform is a great thing.
See if Shaden and Ryoma can have an answer at all here. But Ryoma will be trying to answer with the bounty in the side lane. It's Enchanted Crystal Arrow coming down. He walks right into it, and Bradley should be popping that Grand Challenge here if he wants to try to take the damage. He does get a couple more. There's the Grand Challenge down. He's looking for the damage. As Ryoma just trying to skirt that wall, but you don't have enough. As it's a trade! A solo goes to Ryoma, and Bradley takes one back.
What? The whole time I'm like, oh, Ryoma, you shouldn't be here, bro. You shouldn't be here. But I was wrong. He knew exactly what he was doing, and so does Soul.
Yeah, Mir's coming to save them, though. Soul does not hit that unstoppable onslaught. As TL actually won't be able to defend this tower very easily. Should be the curtain call. Okay, gonna try to defend it in its own, trying to clear those minions a little bit. Soul nicely done to tank that up. APA, he's tanking that topside tower now. Engage under tower, chains of corruption here. The double knockup not there. Soul needs to pull back a little bit, and EG, they get defended onto the mid, and a tower taking it topside.
We're seeing that value once again from this utility bot lane. Not only are they pretty fed for Arrow and Kim down and able to put out a good amount of damage, but it's that ability to clear waves from a distance, set up with the Asher or the Deadly Flourish. That's been so incredible from these two players this game, and they're just continuing to help take control of it. Objective bounties are up. Evil Geniuses are at a loss for what to do, even with Ryoma managing to find some of these plays like the one we saw bot side. Akali alone cannot win a game for a team, especially at this level of play. And with the advantages elsewhere, Evil Geniuses don't have much to depend on.
There's another tower going down to TL. He might be on the RE this time, but still able to do damage to turrets like the Ziggs. Bradley is in the side lane here with a little bit of a play set up by Soul just to clear this out, but should be that second dragon going over to TL.
So it'll be a late Soul if we see one at all, but ultimately that control over the bottom side has really paid off for Team Liquid Challengers. You're seeing Ryoma. Okay, wants to just, you know, put in some damage into APA's side, but ultimately everything's been going well for TLC. Evil Geniuses team fighting, even though this is what they want to do comp wise, isn't an option for them anymore. Their only saving grace is the fact that Soul will not be up for a long time. The Dragon Soul, that is, not the top laner. Meaning that you have opportunities for the bush plays like we're seeing here, and a lot is going to be relied on for Smoothie to be able to set these fights up.
I'm just looking at Arrow already on that Serpent's Fang plus Yumu's, looking at that Miramana as well, at least going to be building next, and that utilitarian is going to turn into a lot of damage, it feels like, as well, in terms of the setup when you're capitalizing with APA, Bradley, things like that. Now, we are looking at this side lane a little bit more. As Bradley and Soul becomes more contested, we actually see a move from TL down here. Kim down has the trigger pull on the Enchanted Crystal Arrow if he wants to do it.
Yeah, this bot side jungle doesn't belong to Shaden. Like, look, Mir can just Vault Breaker in whatever direction he wants.
See, that's not a train, though, beatdown. This might be, though, as now Shaden goes down to Arrow. who is just so lethal with that curtain call.
I'll tell you what, TL themselves are the pain train, Mazel, and unfortunately, EGC have a first-class ticket. They are just going to continue to lose on the map, and Ryoma just has to back away, as Shelly will certainly get another charge here.
It's a 7,000 gold lead, looking at an inhib tower at 18 and a half minutes. Maybe they can find something on the back end here. Soul definitely wants to. There's just nothing there.
No, and we're getting to that point where there isn't anything left for EGC in this game, Lennon. TLC have been playing a great game from this, from their side, start to finish, and you're at a point as EGC where you're looking for some throws from TLC. That's your way back into the game.
That's the way back.
Put on the catcher's mitts. Put on the catcher's mitts and get ready, you know, and pray that something comes your way.
We gonna play catch beatdown?
We can play catch. I'd love to play catch.
Be fun. It would be fun. Speaking of, though, as you said, that catcher's mitt needs to be there for EG. Try to figure out something in a game plan on this one. I mean, obviously they have the Annie. They have a lot of catch-out tools. We're not seeing that kind of proactive style, at least from Shaden this time around on the Wukong. And it feels difficult because you have had so much control from TL from moment go, right? You had that huge wave crash on bottom side, kind of disabled a lot of the early progress we wanted to see from EG.
And that progress, I mean, has been shut down to its completion. We're at a point where TLC now can shift their focus to this top side of the map and set up for a Baron play. They could start the Baron right now, easily. And EGC know that. They have the ward there in front of the pit. They're not doing anything yet. They don't know where everyone is. No one on EGC's side is showing. So TL aren't going to push their luck.
Not just yet. A little bit of vision game, though, back and forth here will be played. There is a TP coming in. We get a little bit of an engage here as well. Bradley's already almost dead after that TP. Got caught by Mobility and Soul, but on the other side, Cease and Desist comes down. They might be able to find Ryoma here. It's such a split fight. Mir will take him down with the smite, and now we see TL moving. They'll be grooving as well. APA spear rushing forward, doesn't find the damage back just enough. Mir will take the scraps of the jungle away from Shaden.
And that's just Baron. You could take these camps away and go ahead and start it up. Yeah, APA is low health and needs to recall, but TLC just continue to win out these fights so handedly. At objective fights, I mean, they're not even fights for them anymore. They're just taking what's earned, but instead they're going to recall, because even though it will be a late Dragon Soul, they have started stacking, and another one is on the way.
They have indeed, as show an arrow there. 4-0 and 4 on the Jhin. Perfect, right? That's exactly how it should be.
But yeah, but now he can't be part of anything.
Now he can't be part of anything.
In fact, he needs to die 4 times, and then it's
no. All right.
What about it's 4
0
4?
counts as null, so it's all 4s.
I see. Okay.
Now, if he dies one time, then we'll have to talk to him. The Jhin police will be
then
on
it'll
his
have to
doorstep.
be 3 more, right?
Yeah.
Then there's no choice. Okay.
Then there's no choice. Okay, now Smoothie might have not a choice. The cease and desist comes through, and you're unstoppable there. Mir is just taking names at this point.
Mir does not care. He's like 3 or 4 levels ahead of Smoothie, so he knows that's an opportunity for him. It makes this dragon easier to take, and I mean, we're just bullying at this point.
That's a big catch out on Soul as well. He's going to try to use the unstoppable. Should have chose the train skin, Soul, as Bradley now will be taking on a 1v4, turning back on the zombie Scion. APA has been hunting on the side here, trying to get Ryoma, trying to get Shaden. The charm comes through, and he does so much daggone damage. Kibbed out, gets 1, and that is a big team fight win. And Mobility survives as the Enchanted Crystal Arrow comes across as well. TL just continue to beat on the doorstep of EG.
And with that small wave, it's looking like they're going to start knocking on the door itself. It's Dragon that they want to focus on, but again, TL could focus on, I don't know, TL could focus on like 5 stacking at Shaden's Krugs for like 3 minutes. And that would still be a way to win for them. They are so far ahead that literally almost any decision will lead them to a win. And we're going to see the start of that one as it's Kim down, lands the Ash Arrow because that hitbox is really cool, and there's nothing else to say.
Just the catch out afterwards. Tries to use as much CC as possible, but even the Chains of Corruption plus the CC from Annie, not enough. Then Soul trying to get an angle here, but my goodness, does he just take so much damage.
Right, you got 3 people hitting you as a Scion. 3 very fed members of TLC. So, of course, you're going to go down in the process. And this is TL. They just look for more and more and more. Even APA will look for the R over the wall and land the charm beautifully.
My God. And he does so much damage at this point. It's actually just insane.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance to play Ari and be 4, 1, and 6, if you haven't played it, Lennon, you should try because it's very fun.
I'll leave you to it because I see Arrow over there and he's like my God right now. We do see that an engage from Soul will go a bit wide, which means they can sneak in the backside of the engage, almost pick off Smoothie. It's a bit of a front to back with Mir and Shane just duking it out on the side over here. Ryoma trying to keep them away. Mir in some trouble here. He doesn't have much health. Bradley is taking an inhib tower on bottom side. And we'll see if they can just delay Mir. If it gets one back, oh my God.
And now you have the base being broken into. That bottom inhibitor down by Bradley. And he can continue farming this wave as well. Another inhib is going to go down. You got this insane lead. Oh, Bradley's going in.
Trying to. Gets a little bit of damage back, though. And tries to outflash Ryoma. He does not. Perfect execution comes in. EG get a defense. They lose 2 inhibs. They get 1 back.
Oh, DL's looking for more, though. No even trade
again.
Is a fair trade. And if mobility gets
there it is. Insta cleanse. Good stuff. The deadly flush still does so much. That is Shaden on the back, though, here. There's a lot of squishy members, but EG a little bit hesitant still with this almost 10,000 gold deficit.
Yeah, I mean, with no ult, Shaden doesn't have a chance. This game is so in favor of TLC. No amount of tender love and care will get EGC back in this one. And now it's just going to be about TLC securing the Baron. If they even want it, they've just ignored it largely through this game. It's just been securing picks, getting kills for this team.
The important part here, though, is that they are still stacking up in every regard, it feels like. Obviously, second item completions, third item completions. Shireldia's Grudge completed for Arrow here. And the force that they'll be able to push into EGC's base with is something that will be unkind to the EGC fans. But we'll see Mir responded to here a little bit. Nice re-engage. Kim down and Mir taking on a 3-stack of EG right now. It's curtain call. Will be used mobility. He'll die to the burn of APA, and APA's taking a 2v1, throwing up that A Soul dab. As now he's just trying to get Soul. Soul just uses unstoppable onslaught away. Ryoma has taken down Arrow, and a double kill goes to the mid laner of EGC. Brad, nicely done from Shaden. He gets the kill, but he is killed immediately afterwards.
Okay, and wow, we're gonna get the teleport out as well from Bradley. Smoothie, I mean, they're gonna get him surely.
Run, Smoothie, run! Have faith. Timbers is available. Timbers! Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not available. There was a glitch on the screen when Smoothie died. The cooldown went on to the spectator.
I do have a secret for you, Lennon.
Yes.
Timbers would not have saved Smoothie.
You know, but it's a big bear, and we talked about it at the beginning.
He is very cuddly. I'll give him that.
Oh, something to hold on to while Kim down
Suffers.
and the rest of TL put down Smoothie. But we do. What?
I just want to say, I think now is actually the perfect opportunity to kind of discuss the elephant in the room, Lennon. And that elephant is we haven't really decided what to call Scion with that World Breaker skin. Like, it's not a train.
It's not a train.
I agree. And hearing the noise, like, it just doesn't fit. So, what are we thinking?
Well, I'm stumped.
Yeah.
Honestly. Perplexed, if you will. Listen for the sound next time. We'll see if maybe the sound gives us
like instantly. I need to know what comes to mind when you hear it. So we'll focus on that.
We'll focus on that. We'll see though.
Oh,
the focus from EG should have been on defending Smoothie. He's just gone.
Well, that feels bad, and it's kind of in the name.
Are we gonna get to hear it one more time?
I think so.
Do we get it?
We need one more ult.
We need one more soul. Maybe we can ask Soul what the name is. There it is. I don't know what the noise is. It sounds like a smack. As EG will be able to try to defend a little bit against TL, but TL want to put the finishing touches here with the last inhib going through, and they want to put the stamp on a 6-0 streak of wins for the team to make sure that they're getting nice and pretty for those playoffs.
And an incredible 2-0 here, unless EG have anything to say about it. And the answer
Not
to
much
that,
defense.
yeah.
There can be a charm. It does go wide, though. The tower's starting to fall as the super minion force is just too much to deal with. There goes the engage, though. They find Bradley. APA has 3 stacks left of the spear rush, though. And you better run from that little fox. That's a double kill for APA. Can he find even more? As now back onto the Nexus goes TL. And that'll be it for game number 2.
and Lennon, to call that convincing is an understatement. That was decimation. Domination coming through here from Team Liquid Honda Challengers. And I, for one, am excited because that's exactly what we wanted to see from this roster. That's exactly the level of play we were looking at from an org that produced such an incredible team last year, back-to-back Proving Grounds champions. And Evil Geniuses, that's a tough loss that is back to the drawing board.
And we focus so much on Mir versus Shaden, but I will just say Mir got the better of both ends of the matchup here. They switched sides, they switched picks. It was Mir all day, baby. So Mir, you got to watch out for this guy, and teams really have to start adjusting to this control but facilitation style that he's bringing to the table. We're going to sit to a little break. On the other side of it, we do have an interview ready to go with Mad Magical, so don't go anywhere.
Hello, welcome back into the LCS Challengers League. I'm Magical, joined in by the support of Team Liquid Honda Challengers, Kim Down. Congratulations on the 2-0. Gotta ask, just before we start everything off, how does it feel getting that 2-0?
Oh, it's awesome because we have a long weekend this week, so it's a perfect way to start the week, I think.
Yeah, and I'm glad you even brought up that you have a long weekend ahead of you, because it is always tough, right? When you have every game in the 3 days of the weekend that you have to play. So having this kind of victory over a team like Evil Geniuses Challengers, who were rising through, how do you feel that gives you momentum going into tomorrow?
Yeah, I think today, I think we fairly played really well as a team. So I think if we take this momentum to tomorrow and the next day, I think we'll get a good outcome.
Right. And I want to ask you a little bit about today, because, you know, Game 1, it felt like you had a bit more that you could do. You were more interactive. But Game 2, you guys won at level 1, right? It was pretty much over. So in that kind of game, what do you really feel like you're doing to contribute, besides just tossing out an Ash arrow here and there?
So I think when Mobility had to base, because he was slow level 1, and then couldn't really take the XP or like couldn't have control in the lane, we were like, oh, let's just make proactive fights in like bot lane, like we're so much ahead. And then like, I think that's how we like started the calm
Right.
for that game. Yeah.
And you guys feel like you're doing really well when it comes to early game, like your entire squad. Is this something that, you know, Spawn has really been training and like teaching all of you to do?
Not really, but I think we do, as an individual, I think we do try to focus really well in early game. But Spawn usually focuses a lot in like mid to late game.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you think that you guys have done translating from those early games? Because you guys have, you know, every one of your players feels like you have really good mechanics. And how do you guys feel like you do when translating from those early game to the mid game?
Definitely like today when we had good early game lead, like we were like very confident to fight every objective and like try to make proactive calls every time we base. So I think, yeah, we just felt really confident to do anything during mid game. Yeah.
I mean, it seemed like you guys had a lot of confidence in that game. It was great to see. And this is now, you guys are 6-0. You did have a little bit of struggles, what was it, about a week and a half back when you faced off against CLG Challengers and Cloud9 Challengers. How have you guys used those losses to kind of bounce back now to have the 6-0?
I think definitely we are still shaky during mid game. I think early game phase, I think we either go even or go up a lot most of the games. But during mid game, I think we get caught or like we fight in a wrong area, and then which gave us the loss last week. That's what I think. So this week I think we practiced a lot about mid to late game macro. So I think today we fairly showed well in the games. I think we can keep this momentum to tomorrow.
I think you guys can too. I think you did a really good job. And so I kind of talked to you a little bit before. I'm a UCI alum as well, Zot, you know. So how does it feel going from the collegiate sphere here now into the Challengers League?
Definitely a lot of, famous players all around, and really excited to play with them or against them. And for me, I think I'm learning a lot just playing in this environment, which is really thankful. And then I think Team Liquid Honda gave me a great opportunity to learn and grow as a player. So overall, I'm just really grateful for everything.
I'm glad to hear that. It does seem like you're growing a lot just in a short amount of time. So I'll give you just one final platform to kind of give some shout outs to either teammates, family, friends, whoever.
Oh yeah, I'm really thankful for my team and my coach and my friends who are watching these matches. And I want to shout out to our sponsors, Alienware, Honda, and Monster. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I think that you guys are doing a great job. Actually, I do have one more final question before I do toss you off, just to let you go. So you kind of talked about playing with pro players, and I kind of just want to get your thoughts on Arrow as a player.
Oh, Arrow definitely helped me a lot as becoming a better player, and always gives me good feedback, and he's very calm when he gives feedback. So I think I wasn't too stressed or afraid of making mistake. I think I was trying my best to do what he was telling me during scrims, and I think that helped me a lot as a player.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Now, I'm going to let you go. Sorry about that. I forgot I wanted to ask that question. Thank you so much, Kim Down, for joining us here for the interview. Good luck in the rest of your games. You got a long weekend ahead of you. We'll be cheering you on. And as for today, we're going to toss a break. When we come back, we'll get ready for our second series of the day, Cincinnati Fear versus Wildcard.